9-7. 9-7. We would have won and we would have been in the playoffs. Alright. Third video ever. Woohoo! Same night as I'm recording the first one and the second one. We're reviewing the Ravens 2017 season. I'm just going to go down the games. See if we should have won the game that we lost, or we should have lost the game that we ended up winning. So, and that national championship game, the last play when Alabama in overtime got that pass, I think I'm going to PTSD from watching any play where a receiver's wide open and the coverage is just, the receiver is wide open and the coverage is just not there. Because of that Tyler Boyd play, where we should have just played man through up. You know, I'm not getting into that. That happened 3 weeks ago. That happened 3 weeks ago. I need to just calm down and just let it go. First game of the season, Ravens 20, Bengals 0. We shut them down. It was domination the whole way through. I mean, when the Ravens get 3 shutouts, when any team gets 3 shutouts, it doesn't matter if you play the Browns twice and then the Bears once or something. I shouldn't talk bad about the Bears because they beat us, but if you get 3 shutouts against NFL teams in one season, that's an elite defense. That's a top 5 defense. Even if our defense came back to bite us in the ass the last game of the season, that's still a really good defense. Next week, we beat the Browns 24-10. What do you expect? I think that's a decent amount of scoring the first 2 games, but I mean, Cleveland wasn't expected to be much, and I mean, the Browns went 0-16. Here's where I'm going to get a little bit mad. September 24th in London, we played the Jaguars. I thought we'd win this game for sure. We lost 7-44. Flacco got benched after the 3rd quarter. And this was a butt whooping. I mean, absolutely. Blake Bortles, he didn't look that good still. Loser of the week. Yeah, Blake Bortles didn't look great, but that Jaguars defense sure did. And the fact that Flacco had 28 yards that game, you can't unexcuse that. That was a terrible game. We couldn't get anything generated. That's part of the reason why I should have just fired Marty Mornwig right there. And I can't believe we lost 44-7 to the Jaguars. I know Fournette ripped us up, but that's just terrible. And as you can see, I'm bouncing. I'm on a ball. I really like moving around a lot, and it's really hard for me to just sit here and talk for 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. So if I do a little bit of this, I'm sorry. I'll try to fix, but I'll get a stool or something. But 4th game of the season, Steelers 26, Ravens 9. I remember watching this, and we didn't deserve to win this at all. We really didn't. I quit watching it. Like, I know, number 1 rule as a sports fan, don't turn off the game, don't change a channel, because you never know what will happen. But I just couldn't watch that. It was a beating. I mean, 3 field goals. Tucker was our MVP that game. Whoa, he usually is. He might be our MVP all season. But that was a bad game. We play at Oakland. This is without Derek Carr, by the way. I remember Raider fans, that's all they could talk about after the game. Apparently it wasn't a problem before the game, but once the Raiders lost, that's all they'd talk about. We beat them 30-17. I liked this game because our offense was clicking and our defense was clicking, and I liked that. It was a solid football game win. And I know we didn't have Derek Carr, but, I mean, we still won. The next week, though, this is the game we should have had in the bag, but completely blew the second half. Ravens 24, Bears 27. Mitchell Trubisky's first game in the NFL. Mitchell Trubisky, the quarterback of the worst offense in the NFL this year, came into Baltimore and smacked us. I mean, he didn't have a great game, but the Bears defense totally did. That Flacco pick to Amos, what was Flacco thinking? Just throw the ball away. And that just sealed the game for us. And the fact that we came back later in the game, I think is crazy. And then our defense sort of just let the Bears go downfield, kick that field goal to beat us. I mean, our offense should have done more. And that was a really sad game. And right there and then we should have fired Marty Mornwick. I'm pointing right there because I have a board of ideas. So I'm just going to move on. The next week we're at Minnesota. Skull. Okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. We lost 16-24. I was expecting a loss. I know as a fan you want to be optimistic, but I was expecting a loss. The Vikings were good. McKinnon and Murray had a great game. It was a close game, but Minnesota played better football. And what do you expect? Thursday night football. My dad's favorite team is the Dolphins. Me and him had a pretty good conversation after the game. Miami Dolphins 0, Baltimore Ravens 40. Our defense showed up. Flacco showed up until Alonzo had a dirty hit on him. I mean, hey, our special teams showed up. Whew. I mean, the Dolphins are a terrible team. I know that. Matt Moore was playing. I know that. I can't believe we shut them out. It was a great game. It was really fun. And to see the Ravens in those really nice color rush uniforms, I really like those jerseys. Just a random side note. So, we smack Miami. We play Tennessee next. And this was a crucial game. We really needed to win this. Because both of those teams were aiming for the playoffs. It looks like Jaguars had things locked up and Pittsburgh had locked things up. So, this is a battle for wild card. So, we ended up losing 20-23. I actually didn't watch this game. I don't have a lot on this. Tennessee had the better game. That's all I can say. Tennessee had the better game. And to score 20 points, we should have scored more. And there you go. Third reason why we should have fired Marty. And even the Dolphins-Ravens game, our defense scored a lot of touchdowns. Then we had the bye week. And this is where we started to turn it around a little bit. Actually, no. Around week 12, we started turning it around. So we go into Lambeau. Brett Hundley's starting. I think at this time he's still looking for his first win. We beat them 23-0. And this is our defense. Again. So this is our third shutout, last one of the season. And our defense dominated and our offense got it done. Thank you, Alex Collins, for just falling into our laps. Seattle, you're so dumb for getting rid of him. Next week, Monday night, the blackout game. We beat Houston 23-16. This game should have been a lot more spread out. I mean, this game shouldn't have been as close as it did. They don't have Watt. They don't have Watson. Lamar Miller goes out for a little bit. Hopkins, he had a great game. And the lesson I learned from this is never bet against Hopkins, even if Tom Savage is your quarterback. We had a solid offensive game. We had a solid defensive game. It was just squeaked out the win. Next week, we play the Lions. We beat them 44-20. This is domination. And I was really worried in the third quarter that Detroit was just going to come back on us. But our defense did it. And our offense kept scoring. So, good job to you guys. Alex Collins and Joe Flacco had a decent game. That rookie that I've never heard of for the Lions, he actually had a pretty decent game against us. So, shout out to him. I don't have his name. I think he's a running back for Cincinnati, though. The Bearcats. So that's a good win. Now, Sunday Night Football. We're at Pittsburgh. The playoffs are a huge thing. Home field advantage is a huge thing. And we go in. There's a lot to talk about this. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. We had them. Dean Pease, our defensive coordinator, we let Pittsburgh back into the game in the fourth quarter. Flacco was having a good game besides that pick in the first quarter. Collins was having a great game. He had a great play. He had great plays. And I really liked that. Mike Wallace, he was good. Macklin was horrible. Let's not get any further into that. He's just horrible the whole year. We let Pittsburgh back in. They came back. 10 seconds left on the clock or so. And what Macklin should have had was a catch. He drops. No big deal. Flacco's arm strength. We have like 60 yards to throw it. Or we just throw 30 yards, call a timeout, and then Tucker can kick it, and then we win. But what happens is we fumble. And for some weird NFL ruling, we fumbled out to the sideline, and the clock keeps running. And our guys don't know that. It keeps running. We lose the game. Pittsburgh wins. We need to win out. There's 3 more games left. We beat the Browns 27-10. Flacco had wheels that game. That 1-yard touchdown run. We beat the Browns again. Next week, we beat the Colts 23-16. This game should have been a blowout. The Colts offense had nothing, but neither did we. We needed to fire Marty. 4th or 5th reason. I can't even know. It should be more than a handful of reasons why we should have fired Marty. But we barely beat the Colts on that Saturday game. So yeah, now we just need to win a game and we're in. Now the Ravens-Bengals game. Oh my god. It was close. We came back. And this is Marvin Lewis's last game. Or so we should say. And apparently after the Bengals beat us, he got a 2-year extension. Like, you guys want to be mediocre for the next 2 years again? There's some weird thing going on between Marvin Lewis and Mike Brown. I'll get that. I think I'm going to do a team review for every single team this year, and I'll make sure to talk about that. But, so we're up 27-24 in the fourth quarter. It's 4th and, 15. The game's almost over. I think we're playing prevent. Yeah, we were playing prevent. Tyler Boyd, deep out. Dalton finds him, which is a great pass by Dalton.